So through process of SCRA, through process of recognition and continued supervision, contracts in securities and listing of securities in stock exchange. So all these can be directly or indirectly controlled by the Securities and Contract Regulation Act. Okay, so finally we can say that Securities Contract Regulation Act is regulating the stock exchange market, trading of securities, and also preventing the speculation in the market. And how it is doing means through the process of recognition and continuous supervision will be there on the stock market. Okay, and at the same time it will oversee the contracts in securities and listing of securities, delisting of securities in the stock exchange. Okay, all can be seen according to the requirements of the central government. Okay, here first one is central government. Okay, then it gives powers to SEBI. Okay, SEBI, and after SEBI this SCRA can be there. Okay, so according to the requirements of central government, SCRA provides direct and indirect control on all these aspects through proper recognition and continuous supervision. Okay, then see here the same we have written here, to prevent undesirable transactions. So undesirable transactions are nothing but like insider trading. Okay, so insider trading means, for example, if any company's CEO is there, and that CEO of a company divulges the important information about the acquisition of his company to a friend who owns a substantial shareholding in the company, then what does that friend do? The friend acts upon the information, means he will obtain that information and sells all his shares before the information is made to the public. Okay, till now the public don't know about the acquisition information. Okay, only this friend knows about that information, and he has shares in that company, and now as soon as he heard about this information regarding the acquisition of the company, his friend, CEO's friend, now he want to sell all his shares. Okay, before this information is went to the public. So this is known as insider trading, means buying or selling a publicly traded company's stock by someone with non-public material information about that company. Means non-public material information which is not known to the public is any information that could substantially impact an investor's decision to buy or sell security. Okay, and if we see this thing, where the act is applicable to, so the act is applicable to the extent of whole of India. Okay, and if we see the overview, what is the overview of the Securities Contracts Regulation Act means, what are the aspects involved under this act means, first we will learn about the recognition, derecognition, corporatization, demutualization of stock exchanges. Okay, then prescribe powers of stock exchanges, SEBI and central government. Okay, so these three will have the powers, and what are their powers in this securities market can be learnt. Then right of appeal. Okay, if at all there are any issues, then where we have to appeal means we have right of appeal against refusal of stock exchanges to list securities of public companies. Okay, if at all listing of securities is not done, okay, by the stock exchanges, means then where right of appeal, where we have to go, where we have to appeal. So about those things will be discussed in this aspect here. And now coming to delisting of securities, on what basis we are not listing the securities, okay, because if we want to go for public issue, definitely those companies should be under listing of stock exchange, means listing company and unlisted company will be there. So on what aspects here those companies are delisted, so what are the requirements or what are the conditions, those can be studied under here. Now coming to penalties and procedures, so what are the penalties and what are the procedures if at all there is any contravention of provisions of SCRA Act, okay. Next, coming to public issue and listing of securities, okay, this is about how to go for public issue, okay, what are the equity shares, preferential shares, about the dividends, all the stuff will be studied here, and how the listing of securities will be done, okay. Then now coming to right of appeal to Securities Appellate Tribunal, we all know, we have studied this SAT, Securities Appellate Tribunal in SEBI, okay. So Securities Appellate Tribunal against refusal of stock exchange to list securities of public companies, then those persons can go for SAT, okay. Then if we see what are the term securities includes, so now we are going to study about the definitions that are involved in the Securities Contract Regulation Act, okay. So what are the terms of what can comes under the securities means, so equity shares, okay, we all know shares means either equity shares or preferential shares, debentures, okay, government securities and bonds, units of mutual funds. So here there is no big difference between the shares and units. Here under mutual funds we will call them as units, okay, but in companies we will call them those units as shares, okay. So here the term securities include all these things, okay, equity shares, preferential shares, debentures, government securities and bonds, units of mutual funds. So now SCRA defined some important definitions like security, spot delivery, contract, okay, unit, stock exchange, derivatives, etc. So contract, what does contract means? So all these things are defined under this SCRA Act, okay. So for example, if we see what does contract means? So contract means a contract for or relating to the purchase or sale, okay. Contract means contract is related to an agreement between two parties regarding the sale or else purchase of securities, okay. Under this we can study about the spot delivery, okay. Spot delivery, under this spot delivery, actual delivery of securities and transfer of securities by the depositories, okay. So what does spot delivery means? Whenever we are entering into a contract for sale or purchase of security, okay, on that time, on that date, okay, immediately, so that is known as spot delivery. So under this spot delivery we can study two aspects, one is actual delivery and the other one is transfer of securities, okay. So actual delivery means this happens in physical share certificates, okay, means on the same day at that time we will actually deliver our share certificate, okay, either sale or purchase will be happened there, or else the next day, okay, that is a physical. If not, transfer of securities by the depository from one account to another account. So whenever this comes means it is regarded as scripts. Scripts is nothing but the electronic system. On the here it is physical and here is electronically we are transferring the shares, okay. So therefore here delivery means spot delivery means one is actual delivery, other one is the transfer of securities. Both here on that day or else the next day can be delivered. Here T plus 2 days will be calculated, that is on that day, on on what day that contract happens, and the next 2 days, trading 2 days, that is T means trading plus 2 days. Okay, so for example, Monday trading has happened. Okay, then after 2 days, that is Tuesday, Wednesday will be the last day to submit to transfer our shares. Okay, now coming to what does stock exchange means. Okay, so under definitions we are studying these things. Okay, so what does stock exchange means? So under stock exchange, okay, what are the aspects that are going to be studied? Okay, before this corporatization and demutualization. Why? Because contract, under this contract we study about these corporatization and demutualization. Okay, అమ్మా అన్నం స్టవ్ అంటించండి, కుక్కరు అన్నం స్టవ్ ముట్టించండి, కుక్కరు ఈ లోపు ఇంకా టైం పట్టిద్దమ్మా నాకు. అది వస్తు అది అరుస్తున్నాడని నేను స్టాప్ చేశాను. See, a stock exchange means any association of persons or else body of individuals. Okay, AOP or BOI, body of individuals, whether incorporated or not, constituted for the purpose of assisting, regulating, controlling the businesses of buying, selling or dealing in securities. That is known as a stock exchange. Okay, so here if we see, we have association of persons and body of individuals, AOP and BOI. Okay, before corporatization and before demutualization, okay, this system is followed. What is that? Means association of persons or else body of individuals will be there, so they have members. Okay, association of persons or else body of individuals consist of members. So who are those members? Means one is brokers, okay, owners, board of directors, okay, employee, reporting, workmen, okay, and decision making. So all these are involved in this AOP or else BOI. Okay, so this is all before corporatization and demutualization. Okay, so here due to this AOP or BOI or body of individuals, so the members who are in these BOI, there may be a chances of insider trading. Okay, as I said before, so through insider trading the public may suffer by insider trading. So in order to systematize the work of AOP and BOI, okay, in order to systematize this AOP and BOI, it required AOP BOI converted into now AOP and BOI. Why we are converting AOP and BOI? Because of due to the chances of insider trading, okay, or else unauthorized trading. So for that purpose we are converting a systematic work of AOP, okay, which is known as corporate company, okay, and the other one is demutual the member. So this BOI is now it is known as corporatization, okay. So now it is not named as AOP or BOI, it is a corporatization. And second thing what we have done means demutual, means mutually means together, demutual means not together, okay. So here this corporatization and members are here separate. So corporatization means AOP or BOI, that is nothing but the stock exchange comes under the corporatization. So what are the stock exchanges? The BSE or the NSE, and we are converting this BSE or NSE, the stock exchange, into company, as a company. What else features have the company under Companies Act, okay, all those will be applicable here, okay. Now coming to members. So under members here, who are the members means one is the management and the other one is the owner, okay. So under demutualization means here members are demutualized, means here separated. So one is as management and the other as the owner. Under management, who will be there means the governing body, all the chairpersons, board of directors, all will be here in the management. And here decision making owners or members will be there, the trading members will be there here under as owners. Owners are nothing but the shareholders, can be considered as the owners of the company, okay, and trading members also, okay. So this is all after the after changing the systematizing the work of AOP or BOI, okay. So converting into the corporatization or demutualization means now here the stock exchange, now it means that any body of individuals, okay, under incorporated or not constituted before corporatization and demutualization, and also a body corporate incorporated under the Companies Act, whether under scheme of corporatization or demutualization, okay. So now stock exchange means, so we have studied till now that only any body of individuals, BOI, whether incorporated or not, constituted as corporatization and demutualization, okay. So corporatization means it is changing BOI into company, okay. Company is nothing but stock exchanges, okay. And now if we see demutualization means we are separating the members. Who are those members? One is management and the other one is the owner, okay. So owners are nothing but the shareholders or the trading persons. Here management, under management decision making will be done by the chairpersons or the board of directors, okay. Now if we see all this comes under here, okay. So body of corporate, here see incorporated under the Companies Act 2013. So all these will act according to the Companies Act 2013. So and otherwise for the purpose of assisting, why we are doing all these things? Assisting, regulating, controlling the business of buying, selling or dealing in securities, right. Now another concept under this, the continuation is the recognized stock exchanges, RSE, okay. So recognized stock exchanges means those are recognized by the central government. Whoever want to continue as stock exchange means no one can continue as they like in the stock exchanges. There should be recognition by the central government, okay. So that is BSE and NSE are considered as the recognized stock exchanges, okay. So this is about the recognized stock exchange, means any stock exchanges which is desirous of being recognized by the purposes of this act may make an application in the prescribed manner to the central government. They should apply for the central government, Now another definition is government security here. Okay, so what does the government security means? Security created and issued by the central government and state government both, okay, for the purpose of raising public loan. So if at all any issuer or else company want to raise funds, so what are those securities, what are those government securities means? Government securities are nothing but which are issued by the central government or else state government. Those are considered as government securities. All these are definitions under the SCRA Act. Okay, now if we see about the derivatives, okay, so derivatives are the security derivative. See, derivatives are nothing but the value that we attained from a asset by investing on an asset. Okay, so what is the derivative in future? For example, we have different derivatives like future, forward, option, likewise. Okay, but if we take for example anything in future, I think I take future derivatives means I have invested some amount on future derivatives that on some asset, okay, that the price may increase in future after 3 months, so now I invested on it. Okay, so that is known as future derivatives. So derivative means we are gaining some value by investing on an asset. Okay, so those are known as derivatives, but they may be in future. Okay, now security derived from a debt instruments. Okay, any debt instrument, share, loan, risk instruments, contracts, anything may be considered as a derivative. Okay, means we are gaining some value. For example, if we take shares, so now I am investing some amount on the shares. Okay, after 1 month or else after 2 months the share price may increase, then I am gaining some value on that share, so that is known as derivative. Okay, now contract, so derives its value from the price. So here under derivative we will enter into contract. Two parties will be there. Okay, so they will enter into the contract. Okay, one will sell the share, other one will purchase the share, likewise. So they enter into the contract, okay, and derives value from that particular price. Now commodity derivatives, we have different derivatives like commodity derivatives, okay, equity derivatives, currency derivatives, commodity. Okay, all these things are different: commodity, equity, currency. Okay, now another definition under the SCRA Act is SAT. SAT is nothing but Securities Appellate Tribunal. Why it is there means if at all there are any issues in these contract agreements, so those persons they may appeal in the Securities Appellate Tribunal, which is known as SAT. So it is formed through notification. Okay, how SAT is formed means by the notification in the Gazette Official by the central government through notification to hear and dispose of appeals against orders passed by the SEBI, which is in Mumbai, and power to regulate its own. Okay, we all know that first we have central government, then SEBI, then this Securities Contract Regulation Act. Okay, now what are the non-applicability of the act to on what institutions this act will not be applicable? Okay, means government we cannot apply this Securities Contract Regulation Act. On RBI we cannot apply on this act. Okay, likewise local authorities, so municipalities, likewise, so some authorities will be there, we cannot apply on these local authorities this act. Okay, likewise corporation set by special laws, if there is any specific law means that law only applicable to that specific situations. Okay, so corporation set by special law only, in that cases also this act will not be applicable. And another thing is any person who is having transactions with above entities means all this with government, RBI, local authorities or else special law, so then if any person who is in having with any connection with all these, any of these means, so for that also this act will not be applicable. Likewise any convertible instruments, if there are any convertible instruments, for that also this act does not apply. And at the same time any class of contract exempted by central government, if at all if there is any special class specific class which is exempted by the central government, means then also this act will not be applicable. Now if we see the concept of recognition of stock exchanges, which is nothing but RSE. Okay, so what does RSE means? First of all, recognition of a stock exchange, like BSE and NSE, National Stock Exchange, Bombay Stock Exchange. First of all, in order to establish, we have to take permission from the central government. Okay, so after taking permission from the central government, okay, then only we can act in the securities market. Okay, so here recognition of stock exchange means any stock exchange which is desirous of being recognized for the purpose of this act may make an application in the prescribed manner to the central government. Okay, so first one is under section 3, application for recognition of stock exchanges should be there. Then under section 4, grant of recognition of stock exchange. Next, third aspect, section 5, withdrawal of recognition. Okay, so here we can see 3 aspects. So first of all, recognition for a recognition of a stock exchange. Okay, in order to be recognized as a stock exchange, for example like Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, first of all we have to apply for the permission. We have to get some permission from the government, and at the same time we have to apply for the recognition of stock exchange. So application in particular format to governing body. Okay, so like office bearer, okay, holder admission of members, partnership as members, all these aspects should be given in the application form. Okay, so the governing body of such stock exchange, okay, it should give certain particulars about the what to say, the governing body. Who is the governing body? That is board of directors. Okay, who are the board of directors? Office bearers. Office bearers are nothing but who are the office holders. Likewise, admission of members. If at all there are any if they are admitting any new members, okay, then what are the details and particulars, qualifications of those members. Likewise, if at all if you are going for partnership as members, then you have to give the description of all those partners. Okay, so first of all we have to apply in that application. We have to give all these aspects. And grant of recognition, this is under section 4. Okay, so grant of recognition as a stock exchange. Okay, if the central government is satisfied after making inquiry as may be necessary in this behalf, and after obtaining such further information, if any, as it may require, that the rules and bylaws of a stock exchange, okay, further information, inquiry plus further information will be done, okay, in order to grant as a RSE, recognition of stock exchange means, okay, inquiry, further information will be made. So inquiry means rules and bylaws of the company, okay, in the conformity condition, according to the prescribed form, according to the provisions of the act, or the rules and bylaws are created. So where we can see these rules and bylaws means in the memorandum of association, articles of association, prospectus of the company. Okay, so next, stock exchange is willing to comply. Is the stock exchange is willing to comply with the any other conditions, okay, or not, according to the provisions of the act or not, according to the provisions of the SEBI act or not, okay, will be seen. Why? Because SEBI is the higher authority, which sees all these aspects. Okay, likewise, do this stock exchange, recognized stock exchange is acting in the interest of trade and also in the interest of public. Okay, so two aspects will be seen while granting the recognition of stock exchange. Means do the stock exchanges are in the aim of interest of trade and also in public interest, then only they will grant as a recognition stock exchange. So finally, if at all the central government is satisfied, means it will grant recognition published in the Gazette of India. Okay. because definitely it should notify and it should publish in the Gazette of official Gazette of India. Next, if we see the third aspect, section 5, it is about the withdrawal of recognition. So if at all after granting of recognition, if the central government of opinion is that it is not in the interest of trade, or else it is not in the interest of public interest, means then any time withdrawal of recognition of stock exchange can be done by the central government. Okay, so this is if they don't work for above said one, means so central government withdraws. If at all that recognized stock exchange is not working according to the interest of trade and interest of public interest, means then withdrawal of the recognized stock exchange will be done. Okay, now if we see about here, if we see procedure for procedure for this corporatization and demutualization, both comes under here only, like granting of corporatization and demutualization and withdrawal of corporatization and demutualization. Okay, if we see now powers of central government, powers of SEBI and powers of stock exchange. Okay, highest will be the central government, then SEBI, then to stock exchange. So if we see powers of central government, okay, so the powers of central government means under powers of central government we will study about from section 6 to from section 29 subsection A. Okay, so what under section 6 what does it tells, means to call for periodical returns and make direct inquiries. Okay, here every recognized stock exchange should furnish the important information, periodical returns relating to its affairs, okay, according to the rules. Likewise, every member thereof, how to they maintain and preserve such periods not exceeding 5 years, such books of account. Okay, every 5 years they have to produce those accounts. Okay, likewise, without any prejudice to the provisions. Okay, if it is satisfied that interest of trade or public interest is there, so it may call upon a recognized stock exchange or any member to furnish in writing such information with writing. Okay, such information or explanation relating to the affairs of the stock exchange, how many are appointed in the a stock exchange, okay, or else every director, manager, secretary of such stock exchange, or else if any firm, every partner, manager, secretary of that, or else officer of the stock exchange, or else any who are the body of persons, okay. All documents should be submitted. Likewise, annual reports to be furnished to central government by stock exchanges. Likewise, section 8 also, to direct rules or make rules, okay, means the restriction of voting rights, okay. Restriction of voting rights to members only in respect to any matters placed before stock exchange at any meetings. Likewise, regulation on restriction on voting rights, regulation of voting rights in respect of any matter placed before the stock exchanges at any meetings, okay. Likewise, restriction on the right of members, voting rights to members. Next one, right to a member to appoint another person as his proxy to attend and vote at meeting of the a stock exchange. Means if at all, if I am a person who have the voting right, and now I am not able to attend that meeting for voting for vote, okay, then I cannot appoint another person as a proxy on behalf of me, okay. So likewise, certain restrictions were there. Likewise, such incidental or consequential and supplementary matters all will affect to any matters specified will not be considered. All those are restricted. Next, if you see section 11, okay, so section 11 is to supersede governing body, okay, to supersede a governing body of a recognized stock exchange, okay. So here supersede means here replace, okay. Supersede is nothing but replace any recognized stock exchange, okay. Any recognized stock exchange can appoint new members, okay, through notification. See, section 11, supersede is nothing but replacing. Why replacing of members will be there under stock exchange means, if at all the central government and the SEBI thinks that if at all it believes that to appoint new members, if they are not working well, okay, then they will replace those stock exchange members through proper notification, okay. Then section 12 says about the central government suspend maximum 7 days. So if at all, if it believes that the central government it is not working well, then it will suspend the activities, okay, for maximum 7 days, okay. Then within this time it may replace the other members also, okay. And it has the right to reappoint the members. For example, in superseding, in replacing, see, superseding means now suspending. In suspending those members, we have any two efficient members, for example, okay. Then after replacing the stock exchange, we may appoint those two, reappoint those two effective efficient members again in this replacing stock exchange, okay. So that is the central government has that powers, okay. Next one, section 16 is prohibit in certain cases regarding securities purchase or sale. There are certain cases where the central government it may prohibit, okay, in certain cases regarding securities purchase or sale. So some persons too are prohibited in purchasing of shares or selling of shares or securities, okay. If we see section 23, central government grant immunity on recommendation of SEBI that any person who is alleged to have violated any of the provisions of the Act has made full and true disclosure in respect of alleged violation, grant to such person. Means if at all any person is complained as a alleged person, some allegations have been made on a particular person, okay, so we have suspended him, but now again through the recommendation of SEBI, the central government can grant him immunity, okay. In which case means where there is provision of fact that he made full and true disclosure in respect of allegations. Okay, on what allegations were made on that particular person, those allegations should be clarified by that particular person. So full and true disclosure of those aspects should be put on before the central government, then he will be granted an immunity. Okay, then it may be withdrawn also at any time. After granting immunity, if the central government believed that if there is any misconceptions is there, person not complied with the condition regarding that allegation, means that given immunity, granted immunity will be withdrawn. Okay, withdrawn by the central government. Now coming to section 29A, to delegate or to make laws. Okay, so to delegate or to make laws means to give authorization to any other person in making or doing the laws. Okay, by the central government, order published in official gazette. If at all there is any power or else any law delegated, then that will be that information will be given through notification and published in the official gazette. Okay, and the last one is power to make rules. Okay, rules will be studied under section 30, from 21 to section 30. The rules will be studied there regarding this SCRA Act. Okay, వస్తానే ఉన్నావా నువ్వు? And continuation of clearing houses or clearing corporations or else power subsidy, all this can be discussed in the part 2 of this video. Okay.